Hey girl, hey, welcome to episode 67, dealing with disappointment, business blows, and massive letdowns. I recently got a huge blow in my business and it just broke me down for a while. Like I was just riveted. And here's the beauty of the whole situation. I was able to work through it and get over it in about 30 minutes. So I want to walk you through my process because can you imagine getting just a huge disappointment in your life or in your business and then being able to navigate that and climb out of that black hole within 30 minutes? A to the min, am I right? Before we dig into this amazing training, if I do say so myself, I want to read you guys the review of the week. This is left by Mrs. Penley, and it's a 5-star review and says, I absolutely love how refreshing and encouraging you are. Listening to your shows feels like I'm sitting down with my bestie. You are that relatable. And the prayers at the end, they just speak to my soul. Thank you, Mrs. Penley, and we are besties because, hey girl, what's up? That's why I am sitting here with my crazy mom bun, with my crazy wingding hair, with my mismatched clothes on. Like, you guys think I'm joking? Go to my Instagram stories because this is legit my life, okay? I am you. I am you. I get you. I've lived in your shoes. I'm still living in your shoes. I've just figured out a way to create a passive income business around my PJs, my mom bun, and my kids. And so I want that for you too. And here's the biggest secret, you guys. The biggest secret to success is creating a platform, which I 1,000,000% believe is podcasting. I've tried everything from blogging to YouTubing to live video to thousands of dollars on ads. The fastest growth in creating a platform, hands down, organic growth, is podcasting. Okay. And you know, I have a podcast course. I have free trainings on how to start your own podcast. I have all of those resources for you, right? And pairing that with online passive products like courses and ebooks. And I also have that course as well. So if you want to learn how to create a business just like mine, paired with your passions, your zones of genius, and then dig into that and create a business that long-term is going to pay you so much residual income, true residual, passive. While you hang out, you got to check out my stuff because girlfriend, if I can do this, so can you. You can find all of my courses and completely free trainings at stefaniegass.com/workwithme. stefaniegass.com/workwithme. I'll meet you there.
What's up, Mama Boss? Welcome back to the Mompreneur Mastermind Show. I'm Stephanie Gass, success strategist and passive income queen creator. If you're ready to step into your God-led potential, create profit from your passions, and capture the success that is already yours, this podcast was made for you. As always, you can find out more and connect with me over at stefaniegass.com. So grab that cup of coffee or fill up that glass of wine and let's dig into today's show.
Okay, let's dig into this episode because I do a lot of things and I just really don't care what people think about me. It's just, I've gotten to that point and that place after 8 years of being a full-time entrepreneur, right? Of being forced out of my comfort zone time and time again. I had to get over my fears of, you guys heard my fears episode, public speaking and all the things, okay? And so I feel like there's very few things that can shake me. I've, since becoming a coach and a mentor, I have 6 courses out there. I have a couple that have totally bombed. It never really bothered me because I'm like, whatever, what's next? But recently I had a huge business blow or perceived business blow, and it just disappointed my heart. And I felt just so let down. And it was just hard. I wanted to take you through this story and then work you through my process because I was able to work through this really big disappointment that really just shook me in about 30 minutes. And I wanted to see if, hey, maybe if this worked for me, if I can teach my girls how to handle disappointment and get through it quickly, you can get right back up on your feet and keep moving. Because I could have easily stayed in that black hole for days. even months and gone, oh, like my life is over. Give me the Cheetos. But I didn't. I said, I'm going to stand up, dust off, shake it off, baby girl, and I'm going to move forward because fear and disappointment cannot coexist with faith, right? Okay, so here's what actually happened. I launched my podcast, at the time of recording this, because I batched these out roughly 8 months ago. And you guys have heard all of the success that my show has had. At this point in time, my business revenue has tripled from 8 months ago. And the community has exploded every single month. The podcast has grown at a compound rate. Not just like, oh, I grew the same amount of downloads each month, but like it's compounding and growing bigger and faster and scaling every month. And I saw this big demand for women to have this same platform as me. And when I got out there into the marketplace, the number one problem that I was hearing my girls say was, Stef, I have no following. I have no engagement. And these are women that were already trying to show up on Instagram, creating good captions, showing up in stories, doing live video, doing YouTube, just like I had been. And so I heard that and I was like, oh my gosh, like if there was just a product out there that could teach them the strategy behind creating a platform, like the sales and marketing, how to create enticing content that have people coming back for more, then pairing it with audio, which I believe is the number one up and coming method of information consumption, these women will be unstoppable. Like they will actually follow in my exact footsteps of what not this podcast has done for me, but what 8 years of entrepreneurial experience in sales and marketing, which is my zone of genius, and all of the steps I've taken to pair all of those skills with podcasting. And so I created Podcast Pro University. And so to me, it's like so much more than here's how you start a podcast. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I mean, you guys can go to Google and get that for free. You can start a podcast. You can start a YouTube channel, but it doesn't mean it's going to grow and be successful for you unless you have the underlying strategies behind it, right? So, here's what I did. I sat down and I poured out my heart and soul into building that course. It's my 6th course, so I know how to create a good course at this point. And everything I knew about creating a successful, scalable, audible platform for you, right? Taking your zones of genius, your passions, your brand, helping you map out the avatar you're talking to, the hot points, the episode layout, the interview skills, pitch emails, templates, downloads, my entire process and my brain inside of this course. And I worked for months, couple of months, hours. That's all I could think about. Like I had such a huge call and mission on my heart to complete this for all of you because I knew this was your number one struggle, was growing a large following organically without spending a ton of money that can continue to grow evergreen for you forever, that you can monetize and make money from, but that's in line with your heart and soul. Oh gosh, like I just really put my heart into it. So I launched this thing, right? And it's growing, it's booming, it's going. Like girlfriends are jumping in. We have, like 30 women within 3 weeks of the course launching. Everybody's launching their first episode. Like I can feel it in my bones. I'm like, this is it. This is what my community has been needing from me for years. And I did it. And I'm the first to market with a product like this. And it feels so like, just liberating in a way to finally have it right. All the ducks are in alignment. Okay. So here's what happened. Talk about like getting in the ring with Mike Tyson. Like, I feel like that's what happened. So not even 1 month after launching this course, which you guys heard how important it was to me. And I'm just so proud of it. Somebody 100 times bigger than me in the same space. Okay. Who has a lot of credibility in this industry as a coach, comes out with the same type of course. Okay. It's how to start a podcast. Not even 30 days after I've launched mine. I'm like, hold up, sister. Like, I just freaking did this. Can you give me a minute, right? Like, let me at least gain traction. And so I got this email from her because I'm on her email list, and it's somebody that I follow and I look up to, and she's a mentor. And here's what I felt: crushed. That's the best word. Like, I was lit. My spirits were so deflated. And here's what came into my mind: I'm done. Like, nobody's going to want to buy my course or work with me when she has one. You know, she is so much better than me. She is so much bigger than me. She has way more experience in this specific arena than I do. And now all of a sudden I'm unworthy. And now all of a sudden my course isn't good enough. And no one's going to want this. And I suck. And I wasted my time. I failed. This is over for me. Like, that's truly what happened. Like, I can still feel those emotions in my heart because this just happened a week ago, okay? And then, in true Stephanie fashion, I stuffed my emotions down into the pit of my stomach and I started cleaning. If I'm ever mad at you, like, you know it, because I start cleaning. I'm like doing dishes and banging everything around. I got into that laundry room, sister. I was like, I'm going to clean the whites and the colors. Screw this. Like, I was so mad. And then I started to be angry, right? So at first I felt upset, crushed. About 10 minutes later, I was super angry. Like, how dare she? I mean, come on, guys. This chick doesn't have any idea who I am. She doesn't know me. She's not like, ooh, Stephanie created this amazing course and I'm going to copy her. Heck no, that's not the way this works. And true anger. And I felt that for about 2 minutes because I don't like to be in that space. And then I just stopped. I'm like, Stephanie, stop. I sat down on the floor. I got my crap together, okay? And I had a good long cry. And a good cry for me is like 30 seconds. My friends joke. They're like, oh, you had a breakdown? You shed a tear? I'm not a huge crier. So when I shed some tears, you know it's for real. Then what did I do? I phoned a friend. You guys, and not just any friend. The friend, okay? The friend. The one that always lifts me up, lights me up. We pour into each other equally. If you don't have a friend like that, you guys, get a mentor or a coach that can be that person for you, right? And here's what happened. This person basically told me, so what if she has a course that's the same topic as you? Not everybody loves her, but the people that love you, they're going to want to work with you. And who knows? She's huge. She makes millions and millions of dollars, right? Maybe her course is a little simple course. Click the button, start the show. She's like, you don't know what her course has in it. Your course is so much more than that. It's all encompassing. It's pouring your heart and soul into making the podcast successful. It's the strategy of how to make it successful. It's the promotion of the podcast. It's all the bits and pieces that made yours grow at a compound rate. She was like, listen, you have to just believe in yourself and know that over the next 6 months, there may be 10 more podcast courses that pop up, right? And that has nothing to do with yours. Oh my gosh. You guys, talk about an old soul. Like, she just broke through all of my doubt, all of my disappointment, all of the business blow that I had felt. And I felt fully calm. I felt fully at peace. And then after I chatted with her for about 5 minutes, I just got on my knees and I prayed. And I said, you know, God, help me through this. Help me navigate this moment of insecurity because you called me. You, God, called me to start this show. You, Lord God, told me to create the course. Guys, like, it wasn't an audible directive from the Lord, but it was truly a push. Like, I could feel the spirit in me when I said I should help other women have the same experience using audio to grow a brand. I literally felt, like, I almost felt the physical spirit light me up inside. I'm like, whoa, okay, like, I hear you, right? And so if God is pushing me to do something, I can't worry about all the external pieces that are going to come out and come at me because there is no room for me to have doubt and fear and disappointment and frustration and then hide from his call. If God has control over pushing me to do something, then God has control of how successful that thing is, right? And God can simply place his pinky finger on something and it can manifest and grow and become pure gold and make a huge ripple on this earth. That, my friends, is so much bigger than some other person out there creating something that's similar in the same wheelhouse as me. Okay? So how did I get from crushed to raging angry to I'm moderately okay with this to I have complete full trust in God in this plan for me? I'm releasing this disappointment. This business blow has zero effect on me going forward. How did I get there? Okay, let me talk you guys through that. Because I think in any disappointment in your life, you can use this same roadmap to navigate it, all right? So number one, you have to allow and P.S., by the way, in the week since this has happened to me, the girls that have purchased my courses, they have been releasing podcasts, and I had one of my girls message me just today, voice text me, and she said her life is literally changed because we were able to navigate what her true calling was, and she's created a podcast around that, and that she felt the Spirit move her today when she was recording. And she said, I couldn't stop talking. There were topics and content pouring out of me. She's like, my equipment isn't even here, and I had to start recording anyway because it was all there for me. Like, I'm fully in alignment. And you guys, that is not because I said, here's how you start a podcast, right? It's because my course is all encompassing. It teaches you all the pieces of creating a successful brand that's in alignment with your heart. And that was just the confirmation that I needed. Like, you did the right thing. And you guys, just sidebar, even if this other girl's course, like, takes all of my sales and all of my market share, it doesn't matter. It's okay because God's got me, right? Maybe he had me do this so that I could learn how to create the best course I've ever created so that I could grow from it. Maybe he had me do this so that I could impact the 30 women that are taking my course right now. And that's all I needed to impact. Maybe I created a world changer in that friend of mine that left me that voice text. And maybe that was my call. I don't get to decide my own fate. I have a duty to be obedient to his call, and the outcome is beyond me, right? So here's how I navigated this. And this is how you can navigate every business blow, every letdown, not just in business, but in life. Step one, allow yourself to feel. And I have to coach myself on this all the time because I grew up in a household my mom's she's a lovey-dovey lover. Hi, Mom. But my dad isn't super emotional. And so and it's just not really natural for me to cry, to be honest. It takes a lot for me to get emotional. So I'm constantly telling myself hey, it's okay to be sad and cry. It's okay. Just let it out. And 3 tears come out. I'm like, yes, I did it. Step one is to feel. When you get knocked down, you get knocked down, and that crud hurts. It hurts. It really hurt my heart and my soul. So it's saying, hey, girl, feel this. And I cried. I actually cried. I was angry because I felt like I spent all of this time and energy to do something, and she took it away from me. That's how I felt, which is ridiculous, but that's how I felt. So I allowed myself to feel this way first. Then the next step too. So you're going to feel. And I try to put a cap on this because you can wallow in this, guys, for days. But is that healthy? So I actually have a cap on, Stephanie, you go be mad, you go do you, as long as it would take you to take a shower. Because if I need to get pissed and angry and cry and slam the wall or scream, I should probably do that in the shower, right? I don't want my kids to be traumatized. So in 10 minutes or less, get it out. Next step, you have to have a positive human being that you can speak to when you're having hard, dark seasons. Now be careful because you don't want to always be unloading on someone else. You want to be sure that this is someone that is equal to you. You are helping them as much as they are helping you. This should be few and far between. This bestie of mine, I rarely have to call her in and be like, okay, I really am having a moment. Like, I need you. Because that's not her job to carry the weight of my disappointments. So just be careful that if you don't have that 50-50 really positive human that can provide solid advice, that you get a mentor or coach and you're paying that person to be that for you. I've also had to do that in my life, and it's super, super important, okay? If you internalize all of this, you don't allow yourself to feel, stuff it in, and you don't allow yourself to speak to someone that's able to walk you off the ledge, or you're speaking to somebody negative that's going to be like, wow, I told you not to do that dumb idea. What's going to happen? All of those horrible negative feelings, they grow inside of you as disease, anxiety, depression. You stop believing in yourself. Your confidence goes down. You are unfueled, unhappy. You start to be resentful. Like, all of the horrible negative feelings in your life will come out. So you have to get it out of your body. You have to. So I spoke with a very positive friend. This was a 5-minute conversation. All I needed to hear from her was that I did the right thing, that I should still believe in what I did and believe that it is truly the best thing out there, and that the right people were going to find it that were ready and willing to and loved to work with me, and that everything was going to be okay. That's all I needed to hear. And she said those exact things to me. So now we're at 15, 20 minutes in. Okay. Now the last 2 steps is, fourth, you have to have faith. You have to trust. And for me, this is letting go and letting God, and getting on my knees and praying to God to remind myself that He has control of this destiny. He called me to do something, and it is my job to be obedient to Him, and He will take care of the rest. So I prayed. And as soon as I prayed, I truly, in my heart, felt so much peace, and I didn't feel any worry anymore. There's nothing to worry about. You know, God could literally breathe on this project and it just take off. It's His decision, not mine. So me getting all upset and worked up and frustrated over it, that does absolutely nothing at all. That's my ego. That's what that is. That's me getting in the way of God's process. And then the last step, release it. So you feel it, you phone a friend, you pray and have faith in the process, okay? And then you're going to release it. Now, how do you release? Not holding this anger inside, okay? There's a couple things you can do. You can write a letter. This is a therapy hack. So if you write a letter, I could have written a letter to say, Dear blank, this would be the chick that released the similar product. I'm so mad at you. I feel like you stole this glory from me, or da-da-da-da-da, right? I could have written the letter to get it out of my body, and then ripped it all up and flushed it down the toilet and said, it's gone. Like, I've gotten it out of my body. It's released. But I didn't feel like I needed to do that. I've kind of worked past all the anger. I wasn't mad at her. It's not her fault. She saw a need as well. So you can do that, or you can just simply think about, how can you use this experience to move past or grow forward in the future? Like, for example, I don't know why God called me to create the course, and then 30 days later, God knew other courses are coming out that are similar, or at least at a similar topic. Why would this happen to me, right? It's not because God's like, oh, I want to punish you. Like, come on, guys. It's because there are lessons to be learned in every experience. And so why did this happen? There must be a reason. Maybe God wanted to use confirmation from other major players in the industry saying audio's where it's at. Podcasting, where it's at. Oh, I've heard it from this person, this person, and this person, but Stephanie's course is the one I want, right? Because I resonate with her at the highest possible level, and I know that she has poured her soul into this course, and like, this is the one for me. Maybe that's why. I don't know, right? So it's beyond me. So it's kind of thinking through, are there opportunities to be found in this moment of disappointment, or in this specific business blow that I'm feeling? And it's releasing it. So you guys can take those steps, and you can put and apply that to any situation in your life that you are just feeling heartbroken about. And I hope you're able to get through it as quickly as I was, truly. Because today, I'm rocking on. I am moving forward with my mission. I can't compare my journey to anyone else's journey. I have no control over what other people do. I have no control over what courses people buy. That has nothing to do with me. The only thing that I can control is fulfilling the call on my heart and my life, stepping up and fulfilling the need of the women that have asked for my help, of doing my best work, putting my heart into every project, providing the absolute best training and resources and content that I can, and putting 110% into everything I do that I know the Lord has created me for. And if I'm doing that, I'm winning. I'm living my best life. I am successful. I'm already successful. And so are you. I want to pray over you that if you're facing a disappointment right now, if you're feeling like somebody else is better than you, or that maybe you're just a big fraud because you don't have the same success or number of followers, or you're not as good at showing up on video or writing, or you're scared of public speaking, or whatever that setback is, that you release it, that you recognize that you are a vessel for His work, that you have so many gifts in your heart that He has called you to share. And if it impacts one life, one human, it was worth it. It was worth sharing. That if you step out and trust Him, there's no room for fear. There's no room for disappointment. There's only room for glory, His glory. And we don't have the right to dictate what that means. So it's letting go, letting God, sister, asking for His grace, His courage. Ask Him to lead you forward in fearless pursuit of your calling. And don't let anyone, anything stand in your way. They don't have the right to. I am cheering for you now. As always, love and light, Stef.
If you like Mama's Show, leave a review. Pretty please.
Hey mama, real quick before you go, if you found value in today's podcast and you learned something new, take a screenshot for me, post it up in your Instagram stories, and be sure to tag me, because together we can empower, educate, and shift the way that mamas look at life. Because sister friend, we actually can have it all. Let's claim it.